This week on the Full-Time Flippers Reselling Podcast.
So I'll pose the question, what are you doing currently to get ready for quarter number 4, the busy quarter, the holiday quarter, the buying quarter? Are you doing anything at all? And if you are, what?
Welcome to the Full-Time Flippers Reselling Podcast, episode 28. I am Chad, the Quirky Picker, and I'm here with my co-host,
Denis, the Free King Flipper.
Hey, Denis. How was your reselling week?
It was, I think, decent. I give it a B+.
Okay.
Slow, fast, slow, killer weekend. Just like that.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. It's I was getting worried there for a second. You know, you always have a slow week and then you're like, is this when it kind of like skids and you're sitting there and your brain is telling you you're never going to sell anything ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're starting to believe that. I hate that because I do it every time I have a slow day. I'm like, this is it. This is the end. No one's going to buy your stuff, which is completely false. I'd had a pretty good sourcing weekend and I'm already set up for a good week this week. So I'll take it.
Yeah. So what your weekend, would you go to a lot of yard sales? Is that where you found everything?
Yeah. I went to 5 or 6 yard sales. In the first 4, I walked away without buying anything. It was horrendous. And then we went to another one and I found a whole bunch of Starbucks I've been there series. You know these?
No.
These range anywhere from $20 to $35 for a mug.
Okay. Wow.
And then they had the Christmas ornaments. They're like small miniature versions of it. Those are like $20 to $25. And they had a box of them and it says 50 cents. I'm like, I'm buying them all. I took everything.
Yeah.
$7 or $7.50 is what I walked away paying. And I'm set up to make some good money on this, especially the Christmas stuff, because I've been selling some Christmas stuff already, as well as Halloween stuff. And then I found some video games. And when I got home, I started listing a ton of Halloween, like rubber masks and all that type of stuff. So it was productive weekend.
Okay.
With sourcing, and this week has already been really good. So I'm happy.
I had a really bad week. Now, a few weeks ago, I talked about my worst week ever, but this was my worst week since then. I mean, it's even worse than that week, but I'm now part-time. So this probably might be my new normal. I am still struggling to find time to list things. Between my job and personal life, there's just not a lot of time left for eBay listing right now. But I mean, I still have like 1,120 items in my store. So eBay's punishing me for not listing, but I still have good items in my store and they're not selling.
You might want to, if this is the new norm, you might want to start doing some end and sell similars.
Yeah, I might have to.
If you can't list, you want to kind of, I like to call tickle the algorithm a little bit and make sure they know, hey, I'm still here. Even if it's like 4 or 5 items, end and sell similar, just to keep the account active. I don't know. I don't think there's any proof of that, but it's better than just leaving your store quiet.
I had like 3 customers over the weekend. It's like, when are you going to ship my item? I think they ordered on Thursday night, and I worked all day Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. I've been really busy this weekend, so I didn't get to their stuff until Monday after work. So I didn't get home till like 6 o'clock at night Monday night, because I was after working a full day. Then I went to my warehouse and packed up items for like 1 hour is all I had, and I was sweating. I was working as fast as I possibly could to pack up items. But it was still within the time limit, so they shouldn't be able to give me a negative feedback for it because I didn't ship it late. I need to get into a flow in a rhythm with my job and figure this out. But I got done early today, so we're recording a podcast on our normal time, which was a positive.
That's right.
Viewer mail. Each one of us shares viewer mail. Do you have one?
Yes, I do. And we were talking last week about Lost and the show Lost. And I think I had like a couple of things. Was it my Bolo? It was my Bolo. Yeah, and funny enough, it's going to come up again this week. Fisher Flip says, fun fact, I've never seen Lost or Breaking Bad. That hurts. I can't say that I've watched all of Lost, but Breaking Bad is probably in my top 5 all-time TV shows. It is that good. It's a bold statement. It's that good. So Scott, start binge watching Breaking Bad. It's I believe it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it gets going too. The first season, I think it tried to be kind of silly in some ways, or a little bit of humor, and then they just completely abandoned that, and they just go to storytelling.
Dark.
Yeah,
super dark.
And maybe that's on purpose, because you think that it's going to be maybe a little more lighthearted, and then he goes bad. Yeah, and so maybe that was intentional too. But
do you know? And this is open to interpretation. When does he cease being Walter White, and when is he 100% Heisenberg? Do you know the scene? In my opinion,
I think so. When he says, "Say my name."
Maybe.
Is that it? Okay.
For me, I think his persona completely changes when he goes in and he sees Jesse's girlfriend overdosing. And he just sits there and watches her die. Yeah. Why? Because she was in the way.
Right.
That's it. Mm-hmm. You watched a human being die. You could have saved her, possibly. Yeah. That's when he went dark.
Okay.
Full Heisenberg to me.
Yeah.
That one scene, I'm like, oh wow, he's done. Like that's it. There's very little humanity left, and it's all blinders on and money, power, my empire business. That's it.
Yeah. Have you watched Ozark? On Netflix, Ozark?
First two seasons.
Man, that got really good too. After season 2, I think it really took a turn, and it's just like very gripping too. Same thing.
That's what I heard. So it's on my list. I just don't have time to binge watch,
Well, add this one to your list. It's called on Netflix, Your Honor. It's got Bryan Cranston, Breaking Bad. Okay. He's a judge, and then his son, on the first episode, it's revealed right away, his son accidentally hit somebody with his car, and so it's all him trying to get out of it, or trying to cover it up.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it's as intense as Breaking Bad.
Write that one down.
Yeah. My comment is from Rick in Maryland. Hey, Rick. He mentioned in regards to my strikeout last week, I sold an amplifier for coax cable and running through a house, a 4-port amp. Mm-hmm. He said the story that I told about that amp and how it was bad. He said that's the number one reason why he will never sell electronics on eBay. And he's an electronics technician by trade. So he said he worked in the military as an electronics, an avionics tech in the Air Force, and has a degree in electronics before getting out. So he continued working on electronics as a civilian. I continue working as an electronics tech in my civilian life, and he hates electronics, which is ironic. But he said there was probably nothing wrong with it. Stuff like that is easy to hook up wrong. The buyer might have just been using the wrong power source or something. Makes sense. So I don't know. I didn't have any money in it, and it was very little loss.
We talked about that last week. Like, what? How does something like this go bad? It's not like it has belts in it, or delicate parts inside that are brittle. I almost agree with Rick. I mean, he probably didn't hook it up right. So it doesn't work. And that was it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Rick. I mean, electronics are, like we've said before, high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
And so when you're in them for just a few dollars and you got something worth $100, I'm willing to take that chance. If I get a return 5% of the time, even, it's still way worth it for me.
Yeah.
Which I don't think I get 5% returns. I haven't, it's gotta be less than that. You want to play a game, 2 truths and a lie?
Let's go.
All right. Each one of us shares 3 things about ourselves, but only 2 are true. And we have to guess which one is a lie.
I'll mix it up for you.
Mhm.
I have run a 5K. I have run a half marathon.
Jeez.
And I've only had one operation. Oh, yeah. I went full Heisenberg on you.
Yeah. I mean, the marathon is 26 and the 5K is what, 3.2 miles? You say a 5K? That was the first one?
5K, half marathon. I've only had one operation.
Half marathon. So 13 miles, half marathon. Only had one. That's all I've had. If you ran 5K, that's a shorter amount than your half marathon. So I can believe you ran a 5K. Did you run a half marathon? That'd be interesting. You never ran a 5K and you ran a half marathon. So I'm going to say the 5K is true. And I'm going to go, maybe you've ran a half marathon too. I'm going to go the surgery is the lie. You've only had one surgery.
Yes. Yes. That is 100% true. One surgery. I've run a 5K before. I've never ran a half marathon.
Okay.
Points. I finally got points on the board. I ran cross country in high school.
All right.
So that was our race. 5K.
Yeah.
And my only operation was when I was a very young kid at like 4 years old. I had what they call tubes put in your ears.
Yeah.
To keep the, whatever that drainage thing. I kept getting ear infections. That's it. I've never run a half marathon. I've never run a marathon.
Yeah, me neither. I've never ran a 5K. I should have saved that. Okay. Here's my 3 in no particular order, as you say.
Yes.
My middle name is David. I never knew either of my grandfathers. I was once stuck in an elevator for over an hour. Should I play a Jeopardy theme song?
Oh man, I'll go the first one is false. You are not. Yeah, Chad David. Yeah, I say no.
That's true. My middle name is David. So I have never been stuck in an elevator. So I just had a friend tell me he was stuck in an elevator for over an hour. So I thought I would.
You're like, that's a great one. Because it's believable.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, his cell phone wouldn't work either.
Ooh.
So he was struggling.
Just press the emergency button.
Well, he did, but it was so garbled that he couldn't tell what they were even telling him.
Ugh.
But yeah, I never knew. One of my grandfathers died when my mom's dad died when she was like 12. And my other grandfather died before I was 2 years old. So I have a photo with him, but I never knew him.
Right.
All right. Moving on to home runs and strikeouts. A home run can be your best sale of the week, your best purchase of the week, or best opportunity of the week. And your strikeouts are kind of the opposite. Worst sale, worst purchase, or a missed opportunity or some blunder you made. What do you have for a home run, Dennis?
We talked about it last week, guys. My bolo last week was that lost puzzle 4 of 4. And bam, it's gone. It's sold. Here it is right here. This is my listing, 4 of 4, brand new, sealed in plastic, $110 plus $8.95 shipping. And I'm pumped.
That was more than the others, right?
Let me see.
Did one sell for more than that?
119.
Oh, there's 119.
And here's one 99.
9. Yeah, beat that.
Here's another one 99. Is that free shipping? No, with shipping. I don't know how you're gonna mail that for $8, but okay. And that's it.
Yeah. So you have the second highest sold one in 90 days. Is that 90 days? Yeah.
Yeah. So awesome. What an awesome flip. That's great. And it's gone. Already gone. Yep. Now I have the last, what do I have? I have puzzle number 1, 2, and 3, but they're used. I'm trying to get like $12 or $14 for them.
Can you lot them?
If they don't sell, I'll probably do that. I'll do 1, 2, and 3 and just let them fly. I don't even care if it's like $25.
Yeah. You said you paid what for each one? I can't remember.
Free.
Oh, I thought you got them where'd you get them at?
I'm thinking I got the free lost stuff was the DVDs. I'm thinking I did not get those puzzles for free.
Oh.
Those were at a thrift store.
Okay. I thought you mentioned thrift store last week.
Yes. Yep. And they were like $2, $3 or something like that. And I was scanning them all. Dude, there's so much free crap around here. I can't keep it straight.
Yeah.
But these were definitely free. All the seasons of Lost right here on DVD and Blu-ray.
Is that what you're watching, the DVDs?
No, it's on it's on Netflix.
So my home run is I was at an estate sale and I bought 2 shelves full of books. I think I paid $15 for 2 shelves full of books, and it was probably 150 to 200 books total. So I lotted them up into groups of like 50. So these are the Executioner series. Don Pendleton, I think, is the author. See if I can. Mac Bolan books.
Mac
the
Bolan.
Executioner.
Yep.
Yeah. You've heard of it?
I've sold some, but not that series.
Okay. So yeah, I lotted them up in 50, lots of 50.
Wow.
And I sold these for $60 for the lot, for the first lot of 50. I still have 3 more lots to go. But I paid, I think $13 or $15 for all of them. And I wasn't sure what I even had because they didn't show all the titles. Just said Executioner. I assumed that was some of them, but that almost like 99% of them were from the same author. So lotting up books with the same author or the same character can be profitable, even though none of these books on their own would probably sell at all.
Yeah.
Maybe $3.50 free shipping kind of books. So make lots of your books. When same author, same characters, and definitely helps them sell. Dennis, do you have a strikeout?
My strikeout, I guess it's kind of customer service. I guess it's both. I sold a Sony DVD recorder VCR, and it was not working. Unfortunately not, because it would have been a great flip. A neighbor gave it to me, said it was working. Come to find out, the left-hand side of the tray, it wouldn't eject. And then the right side where you put the tape, it would eat tapes. So I put it on there, $25 plus shipping for parts or not working. Someone buys it, and what do you think they did? This doesn't work. How can you open a return for item not as described? It was described. It's for parts.
Did he say item? Yeah, item not as described.
Yep,
but
doesn't work.
Did you take it back then?
He wanted a refund. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make you return it. And then he's kind of complaining about it, and I think he was fishing for something. I don't know, or he made a mistake. He didn't read it, and then when he got it, he's like, "Oh, it is for parts." Oh, now what am I gonna do? Now I'm gonna open up a fraudulent return for item not as described. Well, what part of the item is not described correctly? In the title, in the description, in the condition, all 3 of those things does not work. This is what's wrong with it. It was described perfectly. So if he does return it, I might complain to eBay.
Yeah. I would.
Knock on wood, he hasn't.
Yeah. Okay.
I said, I don't do refunds. You have to return it, and then I will refund you. And then silence since then.
In my listing, in the title, the very first 2 words of anytime is for parts. Is the very first. Even if I have enough space, I'll put parts. I'll put parts and repairs. both those words, because they're probably going to repair it more than use it for parts. But that's the very first words before I even describe what it is. So now we're making Rick from Maryland look like he's smarter than both of us.
Yep, electronics. You win some and you get burnt. It really is.
My strikeout is I've got a master lock, a combination lock that has a backup key in case you forget the combination. You ever seen those before? Let me bring it up here.
It's on the back, right? You can put a key in it.
I don't know where the key is. On the side, actually. I was thinking. So if you look carefully at this, notice what it doesn't have.
Oh, yeah. Bottom left.
No key. There's no key. But, I mean, there's a combination. And, I didn't realize there was no key. I listed it, sold it. And then as I was getting ready to ship it, I noticed there was no key. And I said, I can knock some money off of it, or I can give you all your money back and cancel it. He's like, cancel it. I'm like, okay, my fault. But it's still if you just wanted a combination lock, it's a great lock. So that was my strikeout. So now I relisted it and said no key. Moving on to BOLOs and NOLOs. One thing to be looking for and one thing you would no longer buy again. Dennis, give us a great BOLO.
My BOLO, and I don't think I've ever mentioned this. And the reason why I'm mentioning it today is because I found one today at the little mom and pop store down the street, and it was 50 cents. And you guys should be on the lookout for Octonauts. Do you know this?
Really? My son, we have some in the bathtub that my son plays with.
Yep. If you actually go and look up some of these, you will be amazed with what the resale value is. Here is a Gup X with Dashi. It's a little vehicle and it usually comes with like a little sea creature and the figure. $60 for that one. It's insane, man. Some of these are cheap and some, I don't know. Every time I see them, I pick them up. Doesn't matter. I'll see if the one I just picked up is here. Like these are easy to find. The little submarine ship type thing.
We had that. We do have that somewhere.
$20. Here's a nice little lot for $100. Whatever this thing is, $40. Here's another lot for $80. I mean, it's awesome. I cannot find the one that I just got.
Where'd you get it at?
But little mom and pop thrift store.
Okay.
And it was in a bundle of other toys, and people don't understand what they are, or they don't know what they are. But you go. Looks like this.
Okay.
Cap comes off somehow.
And what were your sold comps on that?
This is only like $12.
12?
But I paid 50 cents. Yeah. So it's got a little like drill type thing. Be on the lookout for this stuff. You'll find it. You can lot them up. You can put the figures with the ships, the little accessory that comes with it, and $20, $25. You want to complete. Short money. See these at a yard sale, and you can get a Rubbermaid container filled with them. It's a couple $100, easy. So the kids still love this show, and parents are always buying the toys because the kids love the show. So that's my BOLO.
Okay. I would have just taken mine to Goodwill probably when we were done with them.
Ooh, don't do that. Give them to me.
My BOLO is something I just sold this week, but I have sold these many times, and I almost always pick them up if they're reasonably priced at yard sales, estate sales, whatever. If I can get it for $10 or less, I'm almost always buying these. They are wooden marble runs.
Really?
This one, this one sold for, I don't know what it sold for. I took an offer. I had it up for $55. This one isn't great because it only has maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 drops on it. But if they have 6 or 7 drops, and this one was painted and so it's not as nice as just a regular wood one. If I go. But I have sold them for upwards of $100 before.
Wow.
I had two that were identical, and I think each one sold for over $80. But I just recently sold this one, so it reminded me that wooden marble runs are usually good sellers.
Is that like a vintage item, or is that?
Yeah, it's old. It's pretty old.
Okay.
I don't know what. I just called it vintage, handmade marble run. Amish is another keyword that you can use in there, and I put the dimensions. But yeah, this one wasn't as desirable as just some of the brown, regular wood, non-painted wood ones. And this one, when I ran a marble down it, sometimes the marble would come off the tracks. So that's another reason why I just sold it cheap. But if the marbles run in them really good, they look nice, they're not falling apart, it's $7,500 or more.
Wow. I would not have even have looked at that twice. Very cool.
Do you have a Nolo to share with us?
I do, and this hurts because I have a bunch of these, and I don't know what to do with them. This company called Breg, B-R-E-G.
Okay.
You know that company?
No.
Polar Care Cube. You put like ice water in it, and it circulates. Here, I'll show you because I've got 4 of these.
A blood soak.
So let's say you have. I'm just going to pull this down for a second. Let's say you have like shoulder surgery, knee surgery, something like that. You put this like wrap around it. All right. And then on the back side, water circulates through this.
Okay.
Okay. It's connected to a pump right here from this hose. And the pump sits on this bucket. It looks like a cube, right? That's why they call it the polar cube or whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So fill this up with ice water, put your pump on it like this, close it up, plug it into the wall, and it'll circulate ice cold water through the tube and onto this little pad thing. You can put this on your shoulder, your knee. What part of that do you think you would need a prescription for?
Oh, sheesh. The hose? No, the knee part. The knee part, because it's maybe custom sized to your knee.
Well, I can't see anything other than this is an electric ice pack. Is all it is.
Yeah.
But viewers, it's RX. Okay, this is a prescription item, and when you go to list it, trust me, I've done it. They will pull it, and you will get a warning.
That's a
do not list these on eBay. I've done it once, and it got pulled pretty quick. I would say within 2 hours, it was gone. As you can see, there's this one that's just piece on there, but to sell the whole unit, yeah, I don't see. These are sold. So here's one that they just listed today, and it sold for $80. This is killing me because I got 4 of these.
They'll still get dinged unless they are authorized seller or something. But it says pre-owned. So.
And it says Breg Polar Care Cube, tested with the AC adapter and everything. Here's the wrap. This is what it looks like.
Wow.
I don't know. It's one of those things where you should not list them. They will pull them. But I've even tried to list this on Marketplace, and Marketplace even pulled it because they keep saying it's an RX item. It's a prescription only item.
Where do you think you can sell it then? Anywhere?
I don't know. I've got 4 of them sitting in the back here, and I'm looking. I'm like, these are like $75 a piece.
Okay. Try Craigslist.
Yeah.
I have something RX on Craigslist, and it hasn't been removed yet, and I've seen some solds. So
cool. I'll definitely do that. And I'm finding these at the dump. That's where I found all 4 of these.
It could have been a past eBay seller, couldn't sell them, didn't know what to do.
Maybe, but
yeah.
I don't know. Even if I could get $50 locally, it's worth it. So that's my Nolo. If you guys have any experience with Breg Polar Ice Cube, throw us a comment down below. I'd like to know what you guys think or what you've done with these things. Yeah.
My Nolo is something that I can find cheap at yard sales, and I sell them cheap, and they're just not really worth picking up too often. Maybe this is controversial for you too. Like last week, I didn't know if it would be, and last week you said it wasn't. But let's see. Cheap GPSs, these old GPSs.
Yeah.
This is the Garmin. I sold it for like $10. I didn't even have the lighter adapter or the DC plug or whatever you want to call it now. Guess they're not lighters anymore, really. I bought three GPS units for $5 at a yard sale. This was one of them. I made a little bit of money, but with phones doing GPS nowadays, I don't know the value in these anymore. Like I just have a feeling the market's just getting dumped with these. And unless you're going to be the cheapest person, it's going to sit for a while in your store if you're trying to get top dollar. Do you have any, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've got a little experience with them. I only will pick up the ones that have lifetime maps.
Okay. This one,
and it's going to say
it did
LM,
yep.
LM or something.
Yeah, this was an LM.
Yeah. So I'll pick those up, and I'll only pick them up if they have the stand, the little sand weighted thing that they can, hold it and display it. Maybe the box with it. That is some type of a micro USB plug, just a standard plug.
Yeah.
Cord for it. The bigger sized ones. I have a ton of those that I keep just because. That being said, I'm still only going to make $12 to $15 tops.
Yeah. This was $8.70.
Yeah. So, if you're finding a lot of these and you're getting them for free or for cheap, okay. Like I said, when all's said and done, you're probably only going to bring home $9 or $10.
Yeah.
But if it's free, sure. Go out there and actually search for these and buy them. I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah, I think one of them that I bought out of the three was still in the box, never used. I think I got like $35 for that one. And this other one was just a throw in. That's kind of why I got it. But Denis, welcome back to the show. Time Machine.
Yes.
It's been gone for several months now, and we're back.
Yeah. Wow.
And what Time Machine is, for you, if you've never watched this before, is you can travel back to a specific year. What would you buy in that year to resell today? And we try to pick a different year every time we do this. So what year did we choose, and what did you go back and buy, Denis?
We chose the year 1989. And this did not take me long at all to research. Whenever I find these, I know I'm going to make money. And they are 1989 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, especially the ones that are still in the package.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't come across the brand new ones that often, but I do find the ones that are opened. I have it filtered out so that I think we're just looking at new. Yeah, we are.
New, yeah.
But I mean, if you're like this guy, Casey Jones with the card, card back and all that, it's $100 figure every day of the week. Here's one that's unpunched. That's Leatherhead, $180. Another one that's real nice. This one here, another Casey Jones, $200 sale. I mean, imagine going to Toys R Us, Walmart back in '89, and these are probably like $6. They're probably around $6 new.
Some of these have price tags on them.
Oh yeah, they're all within, I'd say, 50 to 150, even even more than that.
That one to the right back there had a price. There's one with a price tag to the left. Can you click on that one? See what that says.
I don't know if I can read it. $4.
$4. There you go.
$4. Yep.
It's a good return on your investment.
I'm going to buy as many of these as I possibly can. And I don't know, maybe even try to buy a box of them.
Yeah. And
just leave them in there. There was the one Rocksteady that I think he's a Rhino.
Okay.
For like $500.
It's past
I didn't either.
time.
but I knew about it. My cousins were younger, and they still watched stuff like that, and they had all the toys and the vehicles, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing them at thrift stores and stuff. I'm like, let me look some of the stuff up. Yeah, there's a huge following for the early stuff, especially if it's complete. Even the weapons, just the little swords and nunchucks and stuff, just cheap plastic stuff that everyone loses. They can bring good money too.
Okay.
But I'm traveling back to 1989 and I'm buying the 89 Mutant Ninja Turtle toys in the package. I didn't even look up like the vehicles and all that stuff. I'm buying all that stuff. So great ROI.
All right. Well, mine is a different direction. I'm a tech person. And so if I'm going back to 1989, Dennis, there's a Seiko watch that I think is very cool. It is, it's a recording device and it plays back what you recorded. These are pretty rare. As you can see, yeah, I've never seen this watch before, but I used to have watches when I was in like middle school and high school that would play songs. And I always had one class, history class, right after lunch that it was like over the 1 o'clock the 1 o'clock hour. And everybody in class would have a watch that would beep on the hour. So you could almost time it perfectly, like beep, 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 all across or all around the room. Well, I would always I had a song that played on mine. So I would always hit the song and everybody would laugh and then teacher would get mad. And I'd still do it every single day. But
that's awesome.
We always had fun with these old novelty watches and they were kind of the thing, or you would buy one that say like Dukes of Hazzard on it or something like that.
I had that one.
Did you? Yeah. That or Dodge or Ford or Chevy. They were all the same watch with just like a different face on it. Those were really popular back in the 80s as well. But this watch, I've never seen anything like it, but you could record a message, play it back. And maybe that was your alarm. I don't know. I don't know all the features it had. I haven't really read into it much, but it sells. This one, they're asking $2,400 for it. So that's not what they're selling for. They're selling, 3 of them have sold $995, $950, and $840. Those are your 3 solds. So yeah. So I'm guessing they didn't cost more than $100 brand new.
No.
It'd probably be like a $49 or $50 watch brand new.
Yeah.
And
which was a lot. I mean,
yeah.
You could buy a Swatch watch for like $12.
Have you sold any Swatches?
I can't find them.
Okay. My wife had one and my mother-in-law gave it to me and my wife's like, sell it. I sold it for $120. And when the person got it, they were upset because there was like a band over it that broke. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like a protective band that would go over the screen.
Yep.
Keep it from getting scratched, I think.
You're talking, it's brittle by now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Yeah. So they were very upset because they bought it for their daughter. And it broke. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Send it back. Then I sold it broken. And I still sold it for more than half the value broken.
Unreal.
And I sold it overseas. Yeah, I sold it overseas. Yep. So there was a guy, I guess, he wanted all the Swatches I could find. If I have any more to let him know. So
yeah.
But that's the Seiko watch I thought was pretty cool.
Very cool.
All right. Moving on to customer service. Talk about an interesting customer interaction you had from the last week. Denis says he didn't have any necessarily. Last week live on the podcast, I got an offer for a slot car, and Denis did some research. I was asking $50 for it. They offered $20, and Denis is like, nah. The cheapest he would sell it for is $28, but I should be able to get $30. So I counter offered at $30, and he denied my offer. Didn't take it. So we're giving him a deal, I thought. Then I had a customer that sent me a message saying that I had to sell a wireless phone listed with the wrong model number in the title. So I looked it up. All right. I ended it. Then when I had a chance to look at it, he was right. So I fixed it. So somebody just saved me from a possible return. I would help somebody out. I've contacted people before when I've seen errors, and especially when I'm listing something and doing some research, and I'm like, yeah, this person definitely has got this listed wrong. I'll tell them.
Yep.
Well, that brings us to the end of another episode. Do you have any closing thoughts, Dennis?
Yeah, I wanted to touch a little bit on, it's so early to think about this, but is it? Getting ready for Q4. We're already into September. And I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, you got to let's go. It's going to get very busy. And it starts getting really busy before you're even ready. I learned that last year where, I had a ton of stuff that I wanted to do, a ton of stuff that I wanted to list, and it just didn't get listed. It was just, lots of items going out the door. I think people are going to be spending money this year. That's just my personal thoughts on it. So I'll pose the question, what are you doing currently to get ready for quarter number 4, the busy quarter, the holiday quarter, the buying quarter? Are you doing anything at all? And if you are, what? Let us know in the comments, and let us know if you want some stickers. I still have them. Yeah. And I would love to see these around. Such a sharp looking sticker. And the weird part is we made these and it's 3:00 on the sticker, and that's the time we record. I don't know if we mentioned that earlier, but that wasn't not done on purpose. It was just one of those weird things. Yeah. So I'll tell you what I'm doing for quarter 4, and I am going through my pile of stuff, and I'm kind of slowly starting to organize, what needs to go out earlier than later. I have a ton of ski stuff, ski boots, snowboarding stuff, snowboards, snowboard boots, jackets, all the clothing that I sell. I'm starting to get the, the winter stuff out now, even though it's absolutely gorgeous out. Doesn't matter. By the time I get around to doing that, if I wait, it'll be too late. So no emergency, just something that you guys should be thinking about getting ready for Q4. If you want to make that threshold, I really want to have 100 items listed, 500 items listed, hit that goal. If you're listing daily, add like 1 more listing, 2 more listings, and you'll get there before it gets absolutely wild and you could sell anything. I mean, I love Q4. It's the best. So your thoughts on it?
Well, you definitely want your Halloween stuff out there right now. And anything in your death pile that's Christmas related, that needs to be getting out there real soon. Anything Thanksgiving themed, I had some postcards, Thanksgiving, the stuff like that you want out there. But if I was buying a gift for somebody, like a relative, and I'm going to spend, I don't know what is your price range? Do you have a price range that you try to stay in for family gifts, like 25 or under, or 50 or under, or something?
Yeah, right around there. Yeah. We don't do a ton with like siblings and stuff. We all have nieces and nephews, so we normally just spend it on them.
Yeah. I think ours is like between 20 and 25, because I'm buying, if you can buy a $50 item that was new for $25 used, and the person gets a $50 item for $25, and I'm going to eBay, because the thought is, if the economy slows down, new stuff, it used to be people stopped buying new stuff and they would buy used stuff for cheaper. So you think eBay would flourish in a slower economy, but yet, I mean, I still, theoretically, but yet I'm seeing my sales go down for lots of different reasons. But I don't know if a slowdown in the economy is good, or different people have different thoughts. Is it good for eBay or bad for eBay? Good for resellers.
I could see it both ways. Hey, I'm having trouble paying my bills. I'm going to start selling on eBay. Okay, so now more items are going onto the platform, and then, hey, I'm having a little trouble, with money. I need to buy things secondhand. Bam, I'm going to eBay. That's where you go for secondhand items. I mean, there's no bigger platform to do it. You would think it'd be very busy, like the COVID, pre and post. I would say post COVID, but during COVID, people were buying everything online.
Yeah, they had money. Everybody had money. It was all they weren't working. They were bored.
They were bored.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why puzzles went through the roof during COVID.
Yep. Board games, movies, video games exploded.
Oh,
Everyone was just home playing video games. That's
yeah.
So Q4, have that kind of in the front of your mind a little bit. It's coming quick, and get ready.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have today. We'll see you all next week, hopefully, if everything goes well. Bye, everyone.
Yep. Have a great week.